I wanted to tell you guys a little story that has a lesson involved in it. Well, I got thinking about it recently because in my science class, my chemistry teacher, Big Greg Craven, love that dude. He was talking about lab safety and stuff like that, and he mentioned thing that like they always say that like we're supposed to memorize for his class. He's one of those types of teachers, which is just great. But it's you're not as smart as you think you are. So brainstorm a negative. I forgot what it was. Brainstorm like negative outcomes for a situation that you're in. Something like that. And he's talking about how you should always be safe. Because like life is about risks, and you don't want to make the wrong decision. And I was sitting there in the back of class. I was thinking to myself, that's a load of bullshit. You'd rather be safe than sorry. Well, sometimes there's a third option, which is just having a good ass time. For a 17-year-old dude, I feel like I've got sort of my mindsets about things somewhat figured out, which I know because I'm 17 is going to change, but I kind of live by two rules. You can do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't negatively impact someone else. You wanna have sex with a man, as long as that man's consenting, go ahead. Drive your car into a building. No, that's not a good idea. Then the other one is it's better to have fun than to be safe and sorry. This is about over a year ago, because it was in the summer of 2018. I was 15 years old, and I was in Scotland with a whole bunch of my friends on a school trip that you can sign up for. It costs a lot of money. I saved up since I was in like 8th grade to do it. I'm going on another one with my friends. We're going to Italy and Greece. We're going to party islands and stuff. Just rave it up. Have a mad one overseas. It was like the most fun ever. But we were in Scotland, and we're staying at the campus on Stirling University. That's where we were staying, in the dorms. And Stirling University, which most of you probably don't know, has a lake in it. There's a bridge over it. There's a great view of Stirling Castle and the William Wallace Monument, which are both really cool. Scotland's a beautiful place. All of Europe is pretty darn beautiful, but they also have a swimming pool on the campus, and I like to go swimming. A lot of my friends like to go swimming. So me, my friend Moises, my friend Drew, and there's this other girl, I don't remember her name, and there was this dude Jackson, who I really, really did not like. I still don't. Not gonna change the name because he knows I don't like him. Later I almost got in a fight with him in a parking lot in London, but not the moral of the story. We were all gonna go down to the pool, go swimming for a bit, and we checked on the website, said the pool was open. So we walked down there. Turns out it was closed. I never figured out why. But we were like, you know what? There's this lake. We got our swimming trunks on. Why not just jump in, go for a swim in a Scottish lake? That's cool. That sounds fun. There were no signs saying that we could not go swimming in the lake, but there were no signs saying that we could. So it was kind of like, well, why not? Moises jumped in the lake, I get in the lake, Drew gets in the lake. We're having a good time. This other lady, I believe her name was Alyssa. I don't remember. And Jackson didn't get in. Alyssa just didn't really want to. Jackson was against it. He was like, no, there's no way I'm doing that. I'm gonna stand up here and criticize you guys for having fun, basically. He was like you guys shouldn't be doing this, we're all gonna get in trouble. And I was kinda like, Jackson, get the stick out of your ass, have a good time. When are you gonna be able to swim in a lake in Scotland ever again in your life? Like, that's that's cool. I can, you know, I can tell this story to people and like, you haven't done that. I've done that. That's cool. You know, like, I'm really glad I did that. Turns out, we're not allowed to swim in the lake, and campus security come, and they tell us to get out, and one thing that I'm really good at is I can waffle my way out of a lot of situations. I'm not proud of it, but sometimes I have to, so I do it. And they're like, I can kind of do a Scottish accent. I'm not gonna do it here because it's embarrassing, but these campus security people pull up and they're like, hey, do you guys have like what, do you guys have a, I think it was like a student ID or something like that, and we were like, no. And he's like, well, why are you here? He's like, obviously it's for five American kids. Two of them are Hispanic, so they're definitely not from Scotland. But he's like, why are you guys here? I'm like, oh, we're part of a group that's staying here. And he's like, okay, what's the group called? And we just said EF, because that was the company that we were with that sent us there. But he's like, who's in charge of you guys? And we should have said Miss Larson or Phoebe, which was our was it Phoebe? I don't remember her name. It was the tour guide. But I just said, oh, we're kind of all in different groups, because I was like, you know what, I'm not going to tell who's in charge of us, because then he'll know who to get a hold of. And I really didn't want to get sent home. I didn't want to get kicked out of Scotland and have to come all the way back home. And I would have been in deep shit if my mom had been like, you messed this up. You were in Europe, you were having the opportunity of a lifetime, and you messed it up. That was not going to happen. I was going to make sure that that did not happen. So I didn't really give out any like information, and he said, alright, you guys go back to where you're staying, or just whatever. He's like, just so you know, can't swim in here because there's some bacteria. And I'm just saying, probably wasn't that dangerous, because I live really close to the Willamette River, which used to be one of the most polluted rivers in the United States. You pull out like two-headed salmon all the time. It's disgusting. I still go swimming in there. The American River in Sacramento, I've gone swimming in there so many times. I don't have a third arm, so I guess I'm fine. But what is like dangerous over there is probably nothing compared to the amount of pollution over here. Just saying. I was like, Jackson was like, okay, let's go. I'm like, he's like, kind of being a little dick because we all got in trouble, and I was like, you know what, Jackson? Think about it this way. Would you rather have, 20 years from now, are you going to think back, remember that time that I made a logical decision and didn't jump in a lake in Scotland and didn't get in trouble? Or are you going to think, remember that time that I jumped in a lake in Scotland and then got kicked out of the lake by a campus security? Like, just have fun. Just have fun. But yeah. They kind of stayed in their car for a bit. I waited for them to leave so they didn't follow us back to our dorms. Gotta use the brain. But yeah, later, turns out that the company did find out, and they weren't mad. In fact, they made our tour guide made a joke about it. It was pretty funny. And yeah, that was worth it. Moral of the story: have fun. Don't be a little dick, and make logical decisions. Have a good time. You know, sometimes you burn your eyebrows off. Sometimes you get kicked out of a country. But at the end of the day, you had fun, so it was worth it. And you're going to remember that. I'm going to go. I'm going to play Minecraft. Yeah. Watch live streams. I live stream every once in a while. Watch those. Go do it. I don't know. Yeah.